Wow, aren't you going to introduce the channel and say something?
Sometimes it keeps spinning.
Yeah, just waiting for it to, give the
It pinged
signal.
on our end.
Oh, good. Yeah, I got a signal. Good day, everyone, and welcome to Angola, Africa. Super excited to have you guys here today. As you all know, my name is Valentine Away, your host. And Oye, who is my co-host, is supposed to be here today, but will be joining us a bit late. So today is a very wonderful day because we have one of our very own agent, Rob, who will be taking us through what one component says to another. And really, personally, I don't like gossip, but I think I need to hear that what one component is going to say to another component. So, Agent Rob, you have the floor and you can take it away.
Hey, thank you for having me, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to present this topic, which is important to me as I started Angular. I delve into this topic at the beginning, and I understood it. So I think it's something important for everyone to learn. Um, Today, I'm going to be talking about component communication. Let me share my screen, my slides. Let me know if that. I guess I cannot share.
Rob, Sam has been doing a little bit of video editing lately, and she really just wants you to have one big smile for the thumbnail. Just give us a smile, Rob.
Can we get like,
Hey! Oh, your camera flipped out for a second.
Okay.
Okay, hold on.
Does anybody have a good joke?
Hold on. Yeah, okay. No, because he turned his screen share on now.
Right.
Okay.
Bye.
Send Samantha wants a picture of you smiling for the thumbnail, Rob.
I don't know. Is it broadcasting now?
Yes.
Okay. Can you see me?
No, we can see
No,
your
we can-
screen. We can see. No, we can see. It just says stop. It says you're sharing your screen.
Let me go back. Now.
Yeah, that was perfect. Perfect. Thanks, Rob.
Let me share now again. Share screen. All right. Let me know if you can see my screen.
Very well.
Why does it give me a meeting ID in order to present the
I think
screen?
you can just hit cancel maybe.
Okay,
'Cause we can see it. There you go.
Good.
All right.
You don't
So sorry, I'm using Google Slides for this presentation, and I'm not very keen into it. I've never used it before. I always use Microsoft
PowerPoint.
Office, but unfortunately, I wasn't able to use it at this time. As you can tell, I'm in my iPad. Sorry about that as well. So, like I said, I'm going to present about component communication, which is a dear topic to me, and I think that every person learning Angular should be, able to learn this topic. Thank you. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. I love to code. I love to develop new ideas, and I'm always thinking logically. This could be considered a curse. Well, that's what my family tells me anyway. But I also feel that creating code gives me the sense of accomplishment, and just as much as I guess a woodworker will feel when he's creating a piece of furniture or something like that. So I'm not creating something with my hands, but actually I am because I'm typing it away. So I was originally a DBA, database administrator. In the past, I did that for a long time, and I used to work with Microsoft Access. I don't know if you remember that application, but I used to create a lot of small applications with it, and people used to like tell me, "How do you do that?" Because Microsoft Access doesn't look like this. I was like, Well, I just put a little bit of, I tweeted some of the, the components that it comes with, and I added my own little colors and things like that. So I used to make an interface, used to also add images in there. So like the background will have some images, and I will just fill in the rest with the data and stuff like that. So that's what got me actually started with Angular. I mean, I discovered Angular after going into JavaScript, and I loved it. I thought the component architecture after Angular on Angular 2.0 was great. So um, also a little known fact about me: I co-authored a book called Super Samurai Flash, uh, and that book was written in Micromedia Flash, which we don't use anymore, but I got a bunch of guys to write the book for me. Actually, I didn't write anything, but I just I got the idea of writing the book, and I got them together, and I pitched that to the publisher, and we got the book done. Also, I believe in leaving. I think it's called Earnest, leaving behind better than what you arrive. Leaving behind something better than what you arrive to, or that you encounter. So
That's
I like
to.
I like to make the jobs a better place to work at, and have maybe introduce some kind of best practices and rules that make coding fun. And as you can tell, I'm always telling jokes, so you know that's why I think that I make this fun. All right. So what is a component? A component is actually the building blocks of Angular, and Angular's beloved component is another type of directive, because we have a structured directive and a property directive. So basically, a component is a directive that requires a template. So we have many direct. Actually, Angular is composed of directives, but it just happens that component is one of the directives in Angular that is the building block, because it requires a template. So you have your visual cue there, and directives don't have a template. So as the building block of Angular, I think that it requires good communication between them in order for your application to work as expected. And that's why I chose this topic. So how do components communicate? Basically, we have different types of communication. We have different flows of communication, basically parent to child, child to parent, between siblings, content projection. It's not a way to communicate between components, but you can, with content projection, you can actually embed context into another component that is not the component that you are currently on. And there are many communication types that we have. We got binding, which includes input and output. Also reference, which includes ViewChild and ContentChild. Service providers, which is basically a service. And we have a template outlet, which is the ng outlet and the ng template outlet context. So let's talk a little bit about parent to child communication. Parent to child communication involves input, add input decorator, which passes data to a child component, which will denote with the square brackets in the parent template. So basically, whenever you want to put or you want to say that you are sending an input parameter to a child component in your parent template, you will denote this with square brackets. So let's say that I'm passing a name. So it will be name in square brackets equals whatever data I'm passing from the parent to the child. And in the child to parent communication, we have the output decorator, which sends an event from the child to the parent. It works in conjunction with the event emitter because event emitter, usually when you do new event emitter, basically what you're doing is you are creating a custom event for your component. And you might not know this, but events bubble up and inputs or data flows down. So basically, when you have an event which is bubbling up, you need to create an event emitter. And that's why we use output with new event emitter in conjunction with it. You usually denote this as a parenthesis in your parent template, which will you include there the actual event emitter that you declare in your child component. And if you have noticed, whenever we're creating forms in a component or in a forms template, you see that we have dual binding, and this comes from the same fact that we have data as input, and then we have the events as output. So basically, we're going to call this method banana in a box. So every time that you're going to think of input output or dual binding, you're going to think about a banana in a box, which denotes input output basically. Another type of communication type is a reference type, which includes a ViewChild. A ViewChild takes a single element denoted with a template variable that we're going to create with a hash key and invest it into the parent, where it can be manipulated. Where it can manipulate its variable as if we would declare inside of the parent itself. So basically, think of it as when you create when you extend a class and you say super. So basically, it's the same kind of scenario when you do ViewChild, but you're doing it through basically the template, which is the HTML, and then you are combining that with the code and extending the your parent to include the child as if it were inside the parent's code, basically in layman's terms. And then we have a content child. Is one of the differences is that from ViewChild is that it queries will return directives. Basically, what I'm saying with that is that it will return system directives inside the ng content of the element on your view. Then another type of communication is service, right? A service is a singleton that we can be shared with any parent, child, or sibling component in order to facilitate communication between them. Or in other words, it serves as a single source of truth. Sometimes it can be used as a store. We have RAJX operators like subject, behavior subject, and replay subject that are used to manage the services in the local variables in your service, hence managing the application state. And finally, we have a template outlet. Template outlet uses ng template outlet and ng template outlet context. And from what Angular's documentation says about ng template outlet is that it's a directive that inserts an embedded view from a prepared template. Basically, in layman's terms, what this means is that in the child component, we can get a template from the parent component, and we can inject a context object into this template. And we can then use this contest object in the parent component. There's other ways that you can inject a parent component into a child component, but be careful because it's frowned upon, and I guess a lot of developers do not like that. Let's dive into a little bit of code to show you the different types of so here we have a sample code that goes in the different types of communication. Basically, I'm gonna go into input output first. So as you can,
we can't see your screen. Are you sharing something?
Oh,
yeah.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I think your internet glitched just for a second.
Yeah.
Your audio went out just for a minute, and we lost your screen.
Okay, let me see if I can share again. Am I going too fast or speaking too fast? You guys have any questions?
No, you're doing great. And Sam said your slides are awesome.
Oh, thank you. They don't have no animation though.
That's okay.
Neither did hers when she started.
They're pretty.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's a small demo that I put together to show you the different types of communication between the components. So basically, let's refresh the page because I was messing around with it.
I think the network is a bit poor. Hi, Rob, are you still there?
Yes.
I don't hear him either.
Can you see it or not?
We can see it. We just couldn't hear you. Yes.
Okay, we can see.
It says I'm here.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
We can see.
All right. Let me go back. Can you see now the Starbucks?
Yes, you're doing such a good job. We can see you and hear you. This is so exciting.
Yep. I think we stop hearing him again.
Yeah, it's maybe it's hard because sometimes with the screen share, like if you turn the video off, we can hear the audio. Hey, Rob. I don't know if you can hear me.
I think his network is really bad.
Yeah, what I was thinking was if he can drop that stack blitz in the chat, and then we can open it up in another window, and then he can stop his screen share because we could hear him fine until he started that stack blitz.
Yeah.
Because I think it's just too much for the iPad.
I think so. Oh, I just hope he's not talking.
Be like, well.
Okay, I think it dropped off, so network was really bad. I guess it's gonna change soon.
All right. Well, note to self: we probably should not have presenters on the iPads. It seemed like it was working for a minute, but sometimes the internet is hard.
Yeah, but on Friday it worked perfectly well.
I know for my iPad at least that the network card is not that great. The internal network card, so it's not the Wi-Fi. Just doesn't really work that great with the iPad, at least in my experience.
Yeah. His Stack Blitz looked pretty interesting. Maybe he could share his Stack Blitz link. That'd be good.
Maybe I can probably share my screen.
Oh, I'm assuming he's going to jump back in here in a minute. But yeah, that I really like that simple service. And I do think it's a great topic because, like I said before we started the recording, is so many people will just throw it all into one big especially in the beginning. That's what I did when I first started because I didn't know how to do that. And sometimes when I actually tried to, split it out into smaller components, when I first started, the big mistake that I was making was I couldn't get the communication. Like I couldn't get the other component to update when this one updated. So this is a good topic for beginners. You think we should wait?
Yeah, let's just wait a while. I'm trying to send me a message via animation.
So I hope my internet connection is better tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I hope you are not scared. Hafiz and Tom, I hope you guys aren't scared.
I don't know, sure.
What do you guys want to do? Do you want to wait for a few minutes or do you want to reschedule? We could see if we can get him on a laptop. Tito says wait. You guys are so supportive.
We're supportive.
We're
Yeah,
inclusive.
exactly.
It's a very, I just love this community. I always say it's a great place to practice because we're very patient. You can practice on us. It's okay. It's hard.
I know you're definitely like a boss. You have done this before. Yeah, it's not. It's a small team.
When I did my very first talk, I knew the material I had prepared and everything, but I got up there and then everything went out my brain. It was hard. Rob's back. Hey, okay, so you're muted, Rob. No, you're still muted. You're muted in the Google Meet.
Oh, okay.
There you go. So when as soon as you shared the Stack Blitz, it like choked the internet because I think at least for me, I was telling them that my iPad, and I think most iPads, the network, the Wi-Fi internal is not that great. So what you might be able to do is just share. I think somebody did share the Stack Blitz, your Stack Blitz in the chat. And then we can open it in another window and then you can talk us through it so that you're not sharing your camera and your, because I think it was the Stack Blitz trying to stream and Stack Blitz at the same time. It just killed the iPad.
Yeah, I won't do it. It's too much. Stack Blitz is very heavy, network wise.
But Tito, is this his Stack Blitz, the link that Tito put in there?
Yes, it's the link to Stack, please. It is.
All right. Yeah, I see it. Okay, so everybody go look at the link in the chat, and then we will also put that link in the recording, in the description of the recording. And then Rob, if you want, because as soon as you switched over to the code, it started blah, 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 going crazy. So if you want to just start where it switched over, and then we can sweet talk Samantha into just editing the video, and we'll just skip that whole part. And everyone here was very patient, and we offered to reschedule, and they said, no, we're waiting for Rob. So if you want to just pick up where when you switched over to the code, then it'll be like seamless.
Okay.
Maybe Eva could share the present the stuff, please, while you talk.
Share the what?
Present the Stack Blitz, like the code, so it can take us through.
Well, that's the thing, Tito. If he does both, then he's good. That's what he was trying to do. If he's sharing the Stack Blitz and talking, then the iPad dies.
No, I'm saying probably Val should share the Stack Blitz while while he talks.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, let's try that.
All right.
See. Yep.
Good idea.
So.
Okay, and then Rob, well, actually, yeah, you can just pick up and then they'll never even know.
Okay. So I'm just showing.
Okay, good job, everybody. I'm going back on mute.
Oh my God, this is so embarrassing.
No, you're fine.
No, it isn't at all. It's very okay.
This is what I was telling them when we were waiting for you to come back. When I did my first talk and I knew the material, everything went out my brain because everybody was looking at me. So but I promise you, because your code is good, right? Your code works. I know Sandra looked at it. I looked at it. Your code is fine. and it works. And this is a great topic, and you have to practice, Rob. Like that's it. That's the only thing is you just have to do it, and it gets easier. I promise you.
Tell him he did everything right. You can't help the network.
Yeah, Sam said you did everything right. You can't help the iPad, and
All right.
you just have to. This is how you. And everybody here is so patient and supportive. I love you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, now jump back in where you were. Bye. Good job.
All right.
So I hope you guys can see my screen.
Yes, we still cannot see the stoplights yet.
How about now?
Now it's just your Visual Studio Code.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay, just give me a few seconds. Let me represent this. Yep. So let me know what you can see now. Should be
Yep.
good.
All right. So yes, this is a demo of the Angular communication, component communication. As you can see here, if you can scroll through it, I have the different types of communication, input, output, ViewChild. These are for the parent communication, and then I have service. And if you click on the button to deposit some money into my Chase account, you may do so, Bow. Don't worry. It's no money out of your pocket. So basically, the balance increases as you click on each child's button, right? For the different accounts. And here, if you go to the input, if you go to the parent component on the parent-child communication.
Can I just say, I have this opened in my own little window over here, and I'm having so much fun because I just click the button over and over and over again, and I'm watching my balance growing, and I'm like, this is the easiest money I've ever made in my life. I love this demo. I have like $1,600 now. Just woo, this is fun.
So basically, what I want to show you is that the input is that I'm passing to these two components here from the parent in the input-output section. The two banks is an array of objects that has the two banks information in here. So so the input is the actual data information, which is the name of the bank, the description, and then the balance. And then the deposits, every time you click on the deposit $100, this is the output decorator that's taken into consideration here. And if we go to the code on the left side, if you go to the folder parent-child communication, parent TS, parent component TS. So here you see that even the parent is receiving an input from the app component TS, which is the title for this talk, right? So this is Angular communication, right? And then here, if you scroll down, the account information is the array that I'm passing to each of the children here in the input-output section, right? So if you go to the child component on the left side, no, the child component up, not that one, yep, and then go to the child TS file. Okay, so here I have an input and an output, right? The input is the account information, and then the output is the actual event, or it's called transaction added, which is being emitted back to the parent. So that's how they're communicating. So the input is the data flowing down, and the output is the actual event bubbling up back to the parent. And if you go to the parent HTML or template file, you see here that the child on line 5, line 6, I'm actually sending this account information, which is the input decorator, right? And the event or the output decorator is the transaction added here, where I denoted it with a parenthesis for the event and a square bracket for the data. So every time that this event fires up, I am going to call this method called on transaction added. And the reason why I'm passing this $ event is because this is the actual Angular parameter that is being sent back from the child component. And if you go back to the TS file, you'll see there that on my on transaction added, scroll down, please. On transaction added here, the account is the actual data that's coming back through the event. That's why I'm not saying there, I'm not saying event or anything like that, because it's not actual event. It's actually the data that's coming back from the child. All right. So if you what do you call it? If you reset this, everything is going to run through ng on init. So every time the application starts, it runs through ng on init, and you can see this method called sum account totals, which gives me a total of all the accounts, right? So here in this total of accounts, I'm actually going through all the array of children here of the different accounts, and I'm summing up their amount value. So the current value right now is 2,900, right? And if you scroll the way down on the UI, you're gonna see that the total now for the regular accounts is $5,200, right? Now 5,400. Stop putting money in my bank account, man. So, right. So this is why a service is so important, because a service can communicate with anything. It can communicate with a parent, child, sibling, anyone, right? And we can see that if we go back to child view, you see the child view component there. Child view component. Yeah, go to the HTML. Now here, okay, so this is not my latest. I have added the ability to show balances, but we can do this ourselves. So you want to drive, Val?
That's fine.
All right, so copy line 4, and just paste it below it. All right, and change that to like all accounts balance. Yeah, all account balance. Now change this to we're gonna call this regular account.
Do I change the
Yeah,
purpose
change
here?
the whole thing. I will just delete amount that amount, delete that, and then in front of that, yeah, delete the dot. Well, okay, call it regular account total. You see that there? The bottom, yep, that one. With a $sign at the end. Okay, and then pipe it and async. And then pipe it again, space pipe it, and then currency. So
This is the first time I've ever seen a podcast host remote live code. This is above and beyond Valentine Alway. I take my hat off to you, sir. If Justin Schwarzenberger could see you now, he would be impressed. This is like Angular Air material right here, man. I'll tell you what, Val.
All right, so now let's take this regular, double click on it and copy it, the variable name, the accounts regular totals. with the dollar sign. With the dollar sign. Okay. Just copy it. Okay. Now let's go to the child view component TS file. Right below it. Okay. And then after the input and the after the output. Okay, just save that for now. Okay, save that variable for now. And then in the constructor, what we're going to do here is we're going to import or the dependency inject the service, right? So private space accounts, service, accounts with an S, and a capital S for service. Capital S for service. Can you hear me, Bob? Colon. And now we're going to take the service name or the class name for the service, which is going to be account service. So if you start typing account, you're going to see here, select it from there, insert it, and automatically this imports it as well. So if you scroll up, you see that it's been imported. Scroll up. No, scroll up on the code. Sorry. See, on line 3. So now we're gonna make sure that we get this observable from the accounts service. So accounts on line number 14, we're gonna now go to line number 14. Okay, it's important that you type your variable. So I'm gonna make this variable a number. So you could put colon number number. Actually, no. It's actually an observable. So don't type it for now. Just put equal sign equals this dot account service accounts service. Yep. Dot. And then regular accounts total. Regular accounts total. Yep. And all right, save it. And now if you refresh, I guess, or save this, it should give you the accounts. Did you save the other one as well? They call the
I
same,
just
right?
did. I just did, yeah.
I don't see it here in the. I don't see this new. Oh, it's okay. Scroll down. Sorry, Bob. We put it on the wrong thing. But as you can see, you see the ViewChild component, the one at the bottom. No, leave it there. You can leave it there. This is a good idea anyway. As you can see, scroll down in the UI. Scroll in the UI. As you can see here, all accounts is giving me the two accounts. In my secret account, I can see the total of the other two accounts. Even though this is a service, I'm able to share this balance with every single child. So it doesn't matter if you are a sibling, right? Because ViewChild is a sibling of the other two, right? And this is in the service. This total for the regular accounts is in the service. And now if you deposit some more money into my account, please, Val, can you deposit some money?
Yeah.
Not there. This is for the secret account. I'm talking about, yeah, for that one. You see that my totals are changing, right? My totals are also changing in both my my parent, where my service is at, and also in my secret account, showing me the balance for the other two accounts, right? Okay, Bob, you can stop depositing money. I don't want you to go broke.
Okay.
So if we go to the service, to the service component, you see the service account services. Yep, up, right there. Here is basically always declare your behavior subject or your subject or your subject replay subject as a private variable. That way, no one can touch it. and declare another variable as your server. So basically, on line 9, regular accounts totals is observing regular accounts totals $, right? And that's the way that that I'm able to subscribe to this regular accounts totals $, or behavior subject, because I'm making this regular accounts totals as an observable. As you can see there at the end of the, so I'm taking the from line 8, I'm taking the regular accounts total $, and then I'm saying make this regular accounts totals an observable of this, so that I can observe whatever. As long as that variable is changing, it keeps on observing that variable, unless I kill the application, then it will unsubscribe from it. And the reason why I'm not subscribing to it is because I'm doing the async and the HTML, which is providing me the subscription to the actual regular accounts totals observable, and it will unsubscribe for me as well whenever I close that component or application. And basically, I'm calling this update regular accounts totals and update hush account totals every time that I click on one of these buttons, so that I'm able to update this account totals to be saved on the service, right? Why am I using a new behavior subject? Well, the reason why I'm using a new behavior subject is because I didn't have no money in my bank accounts, so my bank accounts have to be equal to 0, right? So if I say subject does not get initialized. So I cannot tell it, oh, I want my accounts to be equal to 0 at the beginning, right? And that's the reason why I like behavior subject better. Also, behavior subject always gives you the latest, right? So as soon as you subscribe, it gives you whatever was the latest value that it fired, right, on the stream. But in subject, if you use a subject, it won't do that. What in subject, it will just give you no value, because right now there's nothing inside the subject, right? If we instead of using behavior subject, we use subject, then we can initialize this to 0. It will be just a no value right now. So whenever you subscribe to subject, you're not gonna get presented with the latest. You're just gonna get presented with nothing. Then when something changes, which is what I'm doing here on line 17, right? That I'm doing next on that behavior subject, I am adding the new amount to that behavior subject. So now regular accounts total $ equals the new amount. And that's how it fires the next event, or the next item on the stream of events, right? And that's how I get the latest updates. As you can see here on secrecy account and in the total account totals, you're going to see regular account that is getting incremented at the same time. So now let's take a look at ViewChild, right? So ViewChild is different here, right? Because from the parent, where it says deposit secret stash bonus, right? I can click on that deposit $50 secret stash button without going inside the child. So you see the button on top of it where it says bonus on top after ViewChild. So click there, and you can see that I'm also incrementing the secret, right? As if I was clicking on that deposit $50 from the secret stash. It's the same button, right? So how did I do it? So if you go back to parent, to parent the code. I'm sorry. Scroll down. A little bit more up. I'm sorry. A bit more up. A bit more right here. On line 13, my favorite number. Add ViewChild. Basically, what I'm saying here is that I want this secret child to become a variable inside or an object inside my parent component. So now I can do whatever I want. If I want to change anything in the account, I can change the name of that account to whatever I want by just calling secret child dot and then the name of that variable. So basically what I'm doing here, if you scroll down, please. More down, more down. So if you go to the HTML for the parent, right? So here in the ViewChild, right? If you see the app child on line 20, right? It's the same transaction, right? That I have there, right? If I click on that button on the ViewChild, right? But here on the button that I have on line 14, which is inside the parent, as you can see, this is the template for the parent, right? I have secret child and I'm clicking on that button to deposit the $50. I can change that to $75 if I wanted to from here. But I'm still clicking on that button, on that deposit secret stash, right? And if you go to the child view component TS, child view component TS, here the deposit secret stash, this is that specific method is inside the child, right? It's not in the parent. So I'm calling that particular method from the child and not from the parent. I'm clicking on the parent button, but I'm calling the child's method instead. And that's how you can communicate with ViewChild back and forth between the parent and the component. Do you guys have any questions?
I think we need to give a round of applause first.
You sure? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Nice. I can say we have a lot of hands up. I think the first person to raise his hand is not so sure. Okay, let me check. Before we start taking in questions, I would like to say you did well, Rob. I mean, this is your first talk, and thank you for thanks for making that bold step to say you want to do this talk.
You did well too, Val.
Yes.
It's a group effort. I think this whole channel and everybody in it is so supportive and awesome. And I wish that I could have done my first talk in a place like this. Because you guys are amazing.
Yep.
It's scary stuff.
Thank you, Bao. Thank you, Bonnie, for the support. Thank you all for being patient.
Thank you, Rob.
Yep.
So we have questions. So can you take it away?
Who has a question?
Yeah, I think Osin has a question. Osin. I think Luis was the first to raise his hand. Luis. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing that very well. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I think your hands are up. Okay.
Because I was nervous and they click on the hand.
Oh, the button pressed by mistake. Oh, that's good.
Yes.
Okay.
Did you see Rob Dylan said it was exactly what he was looking for? Oh, they were clapping.
Oh, they were clapping. Oh, okay.
Okay. Thank you. So either I did a good job or you guys are shy. One of the two.
Yeah, so I mean, I think you did a good job. I mean,
it's a secret stash, so nobody knows that I got that money.
I want to know how much money we ended up with at the end of all that. That was like the best demo. I want to just click the button. I actually left the Stacklets open on another window, and I'm gonna keep it. And then anytime if I'm like feeling, financially stressed, I'm just be over there. That was awesome.
Thanks.
Thank you, Agent Rob.
Thank you.
Does anyone have questions? General questions? We have Bonnie here, and we have other people that can help answer questions. So,
thank you, Rama. Thank you, Tito.
Okay, so it seems there's no question from anyone. So in the absence of questions, I think we are 1 minute away to the time. I'd like to give Oyemado Imaja the opportunity to give us some breaking news, if there's any.
Great job, Rob. Fantastic. I think it's safe to say this was as good as mine, or even better, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was really, really good. So yeah, thank you very much for coming here. Really.
I think Val saved the day when he took over for the programming there.
Yeah. I think that was Tito's idea. Great idea, Tito. Thank you.
Yeah, that was Tito's idea. I thought Tito was crazy for a minute, and then I was like, oh no, that's clever. Actually, that's really smart. And Val did really well.
Yes.
So thank you very much. Really appreciate. We hope to see you very soon. Very, very, very soon too. So yeah.
Yes.
So quickly, just to give us a couple of updates of what's coming up on Angular Nation. Tomorrow we have Tom. Tom's still here, I think. Tom.
Yay,
Tom is here. So we have Tom giving his first talk also.
In the hot seat.
In the APAC channel.
Oh yeah.
An introduction to measuring application performance. So we don't want to miss that. Everyone should please help try and show up for Tom and
Maybe Rob has advice for Tom tomorrow.
Right. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Tom, eat something before you do the presentation because now my stomach is doing somersaults right now.
Yes.
Okay.
The first talk is the hardest.
So
it gets easier.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think you have to separate the public speaking is scary and then the actual topic and the demo and the code, and they're separate. And the first couple slides are always the worst, but then once you start talking about the code, it gets easier. And once you do it a few times, it gets much easier, and then you know what to expect, and everything's okay. And it gets, because it's scary the first time, but it could be worse. At least we have these amazing supportive people, and it gets easier each time.
Yeah. Also, on Thursday, we have the hallway track with Alpaca. So that's one we also don't want to miss, but it's on the Expert Live event channel. So if you're a member of the Expert Live event channel, you get to see that. Quick question, Bonnie, has the early bird, I think it has ended. If I'm not mistaken.
Literally, today is literally the last day.
Last day. So if you're not a part, if you really want to be a part of that,
yeah.
Early birds into the Expert Live events. Yes. And on Friday, as usual, we have our Friday social where we come and hang out. Everyone is invited. Everyone is welcome to join. Hope to see you there. And then the next Angular Africa channel meeting we have is on the 7th of December, where we'll be having our long-awaited Angular Africa story time. So it's just a time for everyone to come, just talk about Angular. We don't actually necessarily have a guest, but it's just everyone is welcome to come and share the experience. And yeah, we hope to see everyone there. Also not on the list, but coming up very soon is the first official Angular beginners talk. That will be on the 14th of December. And guess who we are having? Bonnie!
And Samantha.
And Samantha, yes. Bonnie and Samantha will be coming. So you guys don't want to miss that. That will be going up very soon. Apologies for the delay of that. But yeah, that will be going up very soon. Yep. So any other thing you'd like to add, Bonnie?
One last thing. So the Expert Live events, the regular price is $45 a month, and then the early bird special that ends today is $30. But we also have, because as you guys know, the currency differences from one country to another are kind of crazy. So especially if you're outside of EU or US, it can be kind of crazy. So we also have a sliding scale diversity discount, and there's a form somewhere. I'll go find it and drop it in the chat, or we can post it in the. I'll just go find it real quick and drop it in the chat. So if that's not enough, if that's too much money, then just fill out the form. Let me know, and we'll see if we can make something work. Because I really want to make sure that everybody can afford to get in there. And sometimes, some of my favorite students, when I first meet them and I first find them, they don't have that much money. But after a while, then that works itself out. A lot of people out there hiring Angular developers.
Thanks, Bonnie. We really appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Anytime. Let me go find that link real quick.
Okay. Val, any updates you want to add?
Yeah, just to add a little to the Angola Africa story time that we'll be having on the 7th of December. Actually supposed to be it was supposed to be a fun-filled day with a lot of games and all that, but we didn't have enough time to spin up games like Kahoot and all that. So we decided to make it like an open event where people get to talk about their experiences, about share your story. And we have Aristides who will come to tell us about how you authored a book. And if you have fantastic stories to tell about your developer, journey story or whatever thing you have to talk, it's a vulnerable session where you have to share, because this is a family. Angola Nation is a family and Angola Africa is a family too. So you need to come together and then just talk about, everything. So that's the story time. So we hope to see you guys on the 7th. If you have any special thing that you want to talk about and you want me to add it to the list of stuff, you can kindly reach out. And if you don't want to reach out, you can suggest, pick it up on that day.
I want to say I missed the last episode of What's in Your Toolbox because I wasn't there. And I went back and watched the recording and I was nerding out like crazy because Rob stole all of my answers, like everything that I would have recommended for VS, because you guys started talking about VS Code extensions. And he's like, oh, you need the Bracketeer Colorizer. And I was like, oh, I have that one. And he's like, then you need Emmett. And I don't know if it was him and like everything that you guys started to do, I was like, it was like I was there. It was like, how did he just like knew everything that I would have said. So Rob, that was pretty good. I agreed with all of those recommendations. I wasn't there, but if I had been there, I would have been going, oh yeah, that too. That's a good one. It was fun. Good stuff on the Angular Africa channel, y'all.
Yeah. Thanks, Bunny. One more time, Bob, thank you very much for the talk. Really appreciate it.
So before you go, I would like to take a photo, but I'd like to stop recording first. And then also would like you guys to, if you want to, or if you can,